Hello, everybody. Good evening. How y'all been doing? I know it's been a minute. I got a lot going on in the background. You might see my kitchen. You might see kitchen stuff everywhere because I'm getting my kitchen redone. So I come on here real quick with my burn test results for the for the coconut soy wax. So recently, I switched over to coconut soy wax because I do not like the 464 wax. It was just not giving off a good heat throw. So I just want to show you a couple things real quick. So everything was fine with the coconut soy wax and still is. So I did like 3 jars. And so this is how the jars was looking at the beginning, okay? So as you can see, this is the coconut soy wax. I did a burn test in all of them. And so actually my one candle is burning down quite well. And I don't know if you can see it from here, but it's burning down quite well. And so the reasoning for me to come on is because the coconut soy wax is my first time using that wax. And what I noticed after my burn test is that, I don't know if you can see, but it is leaving this residue around the jars. Like it's leaving this residue around the jars. So I reached out to the manufacturer and I showed them a picture and I asked them, I'm like, hey, I did a burn test with my coconut soy wax and I noticed inside the jars of the wall is leaving this residue. And so they told me that that was normal. I don't know if that is normal or not with this wax. I'm not saying what they're telling me is right or what they're telling me is wrong. It's just that when I was burning the other wax, I didn't have that residue around the jar like that. So I would like to use this wax for the future, but I'm just wondering if that is a reaction to the coconut soy wax. So after doing testing with the 464 wax, I am just not, I don't like the 2 week waiting. I'm going to just keep it 100. I don't like that 2 week waiting period because what if you start getting a lot of customers and then you run out of candles? So I want to be able to be like having a consistent flow with candle orders once I start getting them. And I don't want to have to wait 2 weeks. So another thing with this wax is that I use 2 different kind of wicks. I use not in the same jar. I use the CD6 and the LX14. And I noticed with the LX14 is that the flame was burning at a light, steady pace. It wasn't jumping around. My wick didn't curl. And so I'm still dealing with a little thing with I had a virus. So my voice is still a little off. And so the flame wasn't jumping around. I like that it gave off a really good hot throw. Like I put my candle in the bathroom and I went in my bedroom and I could smell it. Like it lit up the whole house. So I am also still going to be testing out some other candles, like I said. Even though I learned, from a couple people, I just don't want to limit myself to one option. So I am actually getting ready to start doing another test round with my dessert candles. I know how to make them. Like I said, I made my dessert candles with 464 wax. I did not like the outcome of it because I couldn't smell anything. So I am going to try with this wax and my new wicks. So like I said, I will leave the supplies in the description. And if you guys have any suggestions who's out there candle makers, please leave a message in the comments about, is that candle wax normal to leave that residue? So don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. And thank y'all for coming to my channel. And so like I said, I did 3 different kind of tests. My last test I did was about fragrance oil amount. Usually I add my fragrance oil at a 10%, but one of the candles I only did it at a 6, and I can still smell the fragrance. So that was a plus sign as well. But I like the way this is coming out as far as it's burning. I just don't like that residue around the jar, because if I was a customer and I get a candle and I see that residue around the jar, you might see me looking over because I'm looking at the candle, and I just don't know if that's normal or not. So overall, what do I think about candle making so far? It is a lot of patience. It is a lot of time and testing. Oh, and that's another thing. I made my own testing sheets. I did. I went ahead, I created my own testing sheets, and I do have them on my Etsy shop. So I will leave that also in the description box. So I made my own testing sheets to test my own candles out, because that's something, you need to know how to do. And I do all my labels and stuff. I use Canva, until I am able to get out and outsource as far as my labeling. Like, there's a whole bunch of companies that you can do your labeling with, but I use Canva to print my labels out and stuff. So overall, let me see what I was talking about. What do I think about candling so far? You got to have a lot of patience for it, and you're going to have to spend some money. There's no way around it. There is no shortcuts. And I made some notes for myself. It's two things that I have to get. I have to get me a better scale, and I have to get me a manual, the thermometers that you put inside of the wax while you melting it down. I do got a wax melter, but I also need a temperature gauge that goes inside of the pot. I do have the infrared, but I need to check the temperature gauge. So those are the things that's my diary for my candles, is that I am still working at it, because I do have a candle website, but I had to put my candle sales, my dessert candles, on hold until I can master this wax. I did not like that 464. I know y'all gonna be like, why she keep talking about that 464? But I do not like that 464. It's good. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I did use the 464 for, what did I use it for? I used it for something. Oh, I think I had a little, even though I do have this, I have a separate wax for that as well. So I had some leftover 464, and I put it in one of my wax melts, and you ain't supposed to do that, but I did. So it's good for, like, I like the texture of the 464 for dessert candles, but it just was not kicking out. And I had started this candle journey, I think, back in November. So I was testing from November all the way until like November, December, maybe some parts at the beginning of January. And I just was like, nope, this is not it. I'm not going to spend another dime on this wax. I am about to do some research. And that's when I heard about coconut soy wax. So I like it. The tops was very smooth. It's very soft, and it does not take a long. And that's another thing. It don't take a long time to solidify once you pour it in the jar. So I'm trying to see what else I can think about this wax. Like I said, I put it in all three rooms. It was smelling good. The wicks, I didn't notice no curling or no mushrooming. That was another thing that I did notice. But this stuff that's going on, like around the residue of the jar and stuff like that, I don't like it. But it smells really great. It smells really, 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 really good. And so once my kitchen get finished, I am going to go in there and I'm going to do some tests for my dessert candles. Because if these regular candles could smell like this, then my dessert candles, I hope, come out perfect. I'm going to take a little drink real quick. So some days I'm going to alternate on my YouTube channel. If you haven't been noticing, I've been posting a lot of other stuff like crafting stuff, especially party favors. You know, spring is around the corner, graduation season is around the corner, and I do that work as well. So I posted some things on my Etsy shop. Oh, excuse me, as far as that kind of work, and I will continue to post about both. So my sublimation and stuff like that, I'm going to and crafting, I'm only going to do those on Saturdays. You might see me posting my stories throughout the weeks, but coming on here, I will post videos about sublimation and my other crafting on Saturdays. And then during the weekday, I'm going to just come on here and give updates about the candles, because this is something that is like my priority, is to try to get this correct. So I'm proud of myself so far, because, you know, like, let me know in the comments too about my milk pool. You know, the manufacturer said it's fine. And so, like I said, it's been burning down. Like, it's burning down. Everything smells wonderful. I just don't like the residue that's around the jar. All right. And so I also have like a little dish that I put my candles on to give it a great security, because you really ain't supposed to be picking nothing up hot with your hands. And that's about it. So don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. And welcome to my YouTube channel. And I will see you guys at the end of the week for Sublimation Saturday. Take care.